Since the last edition, the turkeys have voted for Christmas and were surprised when they got the cook. At least they voted. If you did not vote, then do not complain. The following started off as a few notes for myself, but keeps growing. This guide is copyrighted, but when has that ever stopped you? Do not let school get in the way of your education. Schools do not teach you about important things like money. They teach French, and you'll never meet a Frenchman. They'll teach algebra, and you'll never meet an algebran. I will always recommend the library. If you can read, you can learn anything. The first third is important. The other half may be useful. Pass this guide on to your friends and acquaintances. Spread it like you would their valuable documents. Money problems and sex. Your generation did not invent either of them. This book is based on British experience, but some things could apply to other nations. When you are financially secure, give a little to charity as thanks. Send checks to me, payable to the Campaign Against Skinned Homes. Just use the initials. Personal finances are like other things. At first, they are not easy to handle. There are times when you find it gets hard. But the harder it gets, the greater the satisfaction when the end finally comes. It's time to get a grip. In time you will adapt the following to your own methods and techniques. The following is just an amateur guide and a starting point. Written by David Swift, IOU. Hope it helps you. Warning, the jokes get worse. What is best for you may not be the best for the economy. If you do not spend, then the shops cannot sell things, or manufacturers employ workers. So we'll get your money and debts in order, so that you can start spending responsibly again. We can then kickstart the world economy together. Look after the pennies and the pounds will take care of themselves. World economists believed to keep the economy right, we must constantly grow. They forget the world is like a balloon. We get bigger, 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 and then pop. Ignore my grammar. I cannot work the spell checker. Based on the ancient teachings of the famous Roman economist, Titus Eudoxus. This is just a guide. When you have read it and got a rough idea, use the many free tools available to improve your skills. Use the library, its books and the internet. Watch television. There are many experts out there. Double check everything yourself. I may have got it wrong. It would be nice to enjoy yourself 24 hours a day and deal with the ordinary things that happen as well. But you have to have the money to do this. This needs a little work on your part. Since the beginning of money, people have been scraping by, getting into debt, saving for something special, and so on. You can either do things the hard way, learning yourself, getting into and out of messes, getting worried and shedding tears. The alternative is to accept you are not the first to go down this route, and then learn from other people's experiences. Have you ever thought, if I was younger and knew then what I know now? Well, here's your chance. Someone said youth is wasted on the young. By the time you're old enough and experienced enough to deal with life, you could be too old to enjoy it. Learn from your elders who have been there already, and enjoy your life. Read this diagram and see if it's of any help to you. It might just explain a few things. Life is like a game of Monopoly. You can either roll the dice and hope the right number comes out, or you can learn the rules, taking advantage of them. Had you thought I was going to say a box of chocolates? When it comes to money, we are all in the same boat. The Titanic. You can guess who will get the lifeboats. The poor were down below where they were first to go. When working out income, work it out after tax and deductions. Gross income minus tax, national insurance, union fees and so on equals net income. Like the song goes, I am what I am. So look at yourself. What makes you tick? Why do you spend on certain things? Have you a psychological problem that makes you spend? A shopaholic, a spendaholic, needs to spend to replace happiness. Do you dress to impress too much? Have you an addiction to overcome? Alcohol, gambling, cigarettes, drugs? If it has cost you more than money, you may have a problem. Are you buying friends? Are you just bored stiff? Are you showing friends and neighbours how much you have got? Everybody else has one, so I better get one, even if I never use it. Using the following techniques, I am on my way to my first million. Only another 999,999 to go. Control life. Don't let life control you. Remember, if you fail to prepare, then you must prepare to fail. Anticipate problems from past experiences. Planning and preparation prevents poor performance. When you are up to the eyes in debt, it's no good wishing you were taller. You may be in a situation where you feel it's a matter of survival. Size up the situation. Undue haste makes waste. Remember where you are. Vanquish fear and panic. Improvise. Value living. Act like a native. Learn basic skills. Look carefully. Break down the problem. Take your time, if you can. Don't jump into things. Answers could be around you. Being scared is natural, but gets in the way. Stay calm. Do not buy things if you have something you can adapt. Life seems impossible, but it will get better one day. Live within your means. Go where the locals shop. They know the cheapest places. Learn DIY, do it yourself. Cooking, sewing, gardening. Don't pay someone else. SWOT analysis is used to look at yourself, so you are prepared for things that might affect your life and money. What are your strengths, skills, savings, friends, driver, family support? Weaknesses, debt, illness, dependence, education, obligations, lazy git syndrome. Opportunities, car you can use to get food in bulk. Visits to France for duty-free tobacco. The sales. threats, redundancy, court fines and charges, child support agency, divorce. Once you have looked at yourself, work on your strengths, eliminate or improve on weaknesses. Watch out for opportunities. Opportunities can be dependent on savings. They can also be traps set to con you. Prepare a defense against your threats. Getting out of debt is like being on a diet. Take your time. Do not assume that once you're out of debt, you are safe. Once you stop working at it, everything will pile on again. Sometimes things will be out of your hands. This thought may help. I have the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. If you do go under because you cannot be bothered to manage your money, you will find out who your real friends are. A lot of your so-called friends will disappear. No one will care. A lot of people may call you a fool and get on with their life, looking after number one. Friendship can be a commodity that you have when you have money, but can go when you cannot afford it. Manage your money and prevent this. It may sound terrible, but you would possibly do the same thing to them. Being tight is good for the environment. The more you can save yourself, the more you can save the planet. The following may help, but only as part of a wealthy, balanced, salary-controlled diet. Do not worry about anything. You are going to win the lottery, and all of your problems will be solved. But just in case you do not win,